By the way, they're streaming this live at Gecko on that TV. They're all fired up, and they were texting me going, "Hey, is it going to be a live stream?" Good late afternoon, everybody. John Brewer and Randy Edwards with FridayNightGlory.com from Globe Life Park in Arlington, Texas, where this late afternoon the J.J. Pearce Mustangs and the Southlake Carroll Dragons will play the first of a three-game set to see who will advance to the third round of the UIL playoffs. The Mustangs will be adorned in their very Texas Ranger-like red, white, and blue uniforms, all white this afternoon for the Mustangs with the red cap, red numerals on the back, and the blue lettering in front. And several players have the blue leggings, so the patriotic colors of the J.J. Pearce Mustangs looking very Texas Rangers-like, and they will occupy the first base dugout this afternoon. And they will be the home team. It'll be the Southlake Carroll Dragons, one of the most historic sports programs and certainly baseball programs in the state of Texas. Come a-calling. They will bat first today. We will pause in just a moment for the opening pitch and the national anthem. Until then, we'll talk a little bit about these two teams. Southlake Carroll is your defending state champion in 6A in the state of Texas, 35-6 last year. Defeated San Antonio Reagan 7-2 in the final. 3 state titles overall in baseball for Southlake Carroll. So this is a very decorated team. The overall record of these two teams is very similar, but Southlake Carroll, a big favorite in this one. They started their season losing 6 of 7 on the road, playing some very, very good California teams, and have had a absolutely fantastic record since then. They've won 12 of their last 13. They only dropped one district game this year, that to Keller Fossil Ridge. They are the 5-6A district champion, and the Mustangs are the 2 seed coming out of 8-6A, a crazy series over South Grand Prairie that saw one of the most unbelievable ball games that I've ever seen on Friday, that saw them come back from 12 runs down to win 15-14. And split the 2 games on Saturday. That's all they needed to advance. Southlake Carroll, on the other hand, swept the Coppell Cowboys in a brand name matchup in the first round. We'll pause for just a moment for the national anthem, and we'll be right back with you. Thanks for joining us on FridayNightGlory.com. Welcome back, folks. The teams have been introduced, the flag has been flown, the national anthem has been sung, and it's time to get it on. Area round playoffs. Southlake Carroll, J.J. Pearce Mustangs. Let's take a look at the Mustang battery and defense today. It'll be the junior righty Joris Schuler, who has been the Tuesday night starter all season for these Mustangs, comes in 8-0. His battery mate, as usual, will be junior Bo Rogers. Going around the horn, third base, it'll be the sophomore Jet Arrington. Shortstop Wyatt Erickson. Second baseman Preston Van Zant. First baseman Nicholas Burlbaugh. So outside of the sophomore at third and Arrington, an all-senior infield. In the outfield, Sutton Stokes gets the start. In left field for the Mustangs, it's sophomore Burke Wahlberg in center and sophomore Hunter Greenwell in right. So some underclassmen flavor here for the Mustangs. That's been the case all year long. They've had a nice blend of young talent and senior leadership. And just three seniors in the starting defensive lineup for Coach Brock Rumfield and the J.J. Pearce Mustangs. Coach Rumfield is in his third year at J.J. Pearce, but his first year as the head coach. He is a speak softly and carry a big stick kind of guy. Fantastic coach. He's led the Mustangs into the area round. The Mustangs now, along with Southlake Carroll, in Region 1, a change from last year when the Mustangs, and the year before, the Mustangs have reached the area round 3 years in a row, and prior 2 years had to travel to the Houston area to play in the second round and met their maker both times there. The first time against the Woodlands and the second time against the Woodlands College Park High School. But today they'll go after it one more time, this time in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. We're ready to go, ladies and gentlemen. It's Schuler on the mound. First ball, swinging, base hit up the middle. And that is Yan Luis Ortiz who leads it off for Southlake. I'll be a little slow on the trigger here early on. I did not have a starting lineup for Southlake Carroll, so I'll do the best I can. Hang with me a little bit. So first pitch swinging, this hard-hitting Southlake Carroll lineup singles to straightaway center, and we are underway here in Arlington, Texas. Thanks for joining us here on FridayNightGlory.com. Joris Schuler misses low and in with the pitch for ball one. Trying to see the numbers down there. It looks like it is Austin Hale in the two-hole for the Dragons here. One aboard, nobody out. Bunt attempt, pulls the bat back, takes a ball, 2-0. Two-0 pitch. Bunt attempt again, pulls it back, but this time Schuler is true with strike one, so 2-1 count. Now Schuler throws over to first, but no play there. What a fantastic experience for both these teams. Southlake Carroll a little more accustomed to being in the area round. They expect to do that and more every year, but the Mustangs here for, as I said, the third year in a row, but first time to get to play in a venue like this, and what an experience for these youngsters. I'm sure it might take them a while to get used to the environs. Schuler misses with ball three, so 3-1, nobody out, runner aboard. Schuler takes a little off and hits the outside corner to fill the count. Brandon Howell is in the on-deck circle for the Dragons. Schuler throws over, but to no avail. So big moment already, nice and early in this ball game and the runner is off, and it's a base hit to right field. Runner's going to make it to third without an issue. Now the runner goes to second, so the Dragons aggressive on the base path, so it'll be a single, and Howell will take second on the throw to third. So the Dragons, true to their reputation to be great hitters and aggressive on the base path. So opportunity knocks early for the Dragons here. And the Mustangs, sensing problems, already bring the infield in. Schuler probably still trying to get used to this big venue is low with a fastball to Brandon Howell. 1-0 the count. No score, but Dragons threatening nice and early here. Schuler low with a fastball. Schuler's a big kid, but more of a finesse pitcher. His best pitch is probably his changeup, but he has good control typically. Now a high fly ball to shallow left field. Sutton Stokes camps under it, makes the catch, and a nice strong throw home to Bo Rogers will keep the runners at second and third. So nice play by Sutton Stokes, who, if you'll remember, was made a fantastic throw home to Bo Rogers in Game 3 last week. The Mustangs thought they had tagged out the South Grand Prairie Warrior runner at the plate, but umpire ruled otherwise. It led to a crazy extra inning game in which the Mustangs obviously won. Cade Manning comes to the plate now for Southlake. 1 down, 2 aboard. Off-speed pitch, ripped into right field, past the diving glove of Nicholas Burlbaugh. Well, there was no way that Burlbaugh could have come up with that, even had he been playing back. That ball was just ripped. And Burlbaugh made a nice stab at it, but the Dragons are on the board. They lead it 1-0. 3 hits already for Southlake in this one. In the early returns, this baseball team is as advertised. I believe this is Grant Galome coming up to the plate for the Dragons. And the runner will take second base without a throw, so it appeared to be basically catcher's indifference there. The Mustangs had the infield in, so absolutely surrendering second base there. So 1 down, 1 in, second and third. Fly ball to shallow left center. Wahlberg coming over. He'll catch it. Here comes the throw home. It's not in time. It's a sacrifice fly and an RBI for Galome. So 2-0 Southlake. A strong start for the Dragons here. Mustangs still trying to get their bearings. So runner at second now. 2 in, 2 down. Mustangs just trying to get out of this top of the first against a fantastic team, perhaps with saucer eyes here early on. Schuler, fastball, swung on and missed. This is Riley Garcia at the plate for Southlake. Ground ball to third, off the glove of Arrington, picked up by the shortstop Erickson. Now there's a throw to third, but Manning is back in safely, so Garcia will reach on the E5. Tough chance for the sophomore Arrington, but just couldn't come up with it. It was a short hop. It's a ball that he would tell you he should have fielded, but a tough play nonetheless, and the half inning continues here. Now runners at the corners. Fastball low. This is Justin Greach coming to the plate now for the Dragons. Two to nothing, just underway here at Globe Life Park in an area matchup between Southlake and J.J. Pearce. Gray skies, overcast, unseasonably cool temperatures here today, hovering just under 60 degrees. 2-0 pitch is strike at the knees. 2-1. Schuler at the belt. Swung on and missed, and we'll see if that was ruled a foul tip. It was indeed. The runner was on the move from first base. He will return, and the count is evened at 2-2. In fact, deuce is wild here. 2-2 count, 2 outs, 2-0 Southlake here in the early go at Globe Life. Curveball is lifted high in the air. Burlbaugh in foul territory has a beat on it and makes the catch. So the Mustangs survive, but the Dragons push 2 across here in the top of the first. They lead it here in this area round matchup in game 1, 2-0. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Globe Life Park. Southlake draws first blood. They lead it 2-0. We head to the home half of the first, and it'll be the left fielder Sutton Stokes Cutter Sipple is the pitcher for Southlake today. He is a left-handed senior, in fact, committed to TCU as a freshman. Had some arm problems, and TCU removed their commitment. He is currently not committed anywhere, but a heck of a ball player, and certainly will be playing college baseball somewhere. And a chopper to third is picked, thrown across the diamond, and there is quickly one away. That was Cade Manning at third base for Southlake. So Stokes is erased on a 5-3. One down. That'll bring up the shortstop, Wyatt Erickson, who was the hero of last week's series against the South Grand Prairie Warriors. Had the big seventh inning to complete the 13-run walk-off victory. 6 RBI in that seventh inning, then struck out the side to finish off the Warriors at South Grand Prairie in extra innings in Game 3. So Wyatt Erickson, a senior, playing shortstop today, the captain of this baseball team, and someone that the Mustang contingent always likes to see coming to the plate. What a matchup between Erickson and Sipple. 1-1 count to Erickson. Now fouls one back, 1-2. Sipple works out of the windup with nobody aboard here. Curveball is low. 2-2. One out, nobody aboard here in the bottom of the first. Two-two pitch to Erickson is grounded hard up the middle. Base hit for Erickson, who claps twice on his way down. Nice job of hitting by Wyatt Erickson, and no surprise there, as the heart and soul of this baseball team is its first base runner here in the bottom of the first. That'll bring up the junior DH, Ben Kessler. As you can imagine, hitting in the 2 and 3 holes, that Erickson and Kessler are amongst the team leaders in virtually every meaningful offensive category, and Kessler will try to move Erickson along here. He looks at a pitch just outside from Sipple. 1-0. Slow curve, swung on and missed. 1-1. Catcher Bo Rogers on deck, wearing his shin guards. Let's go ahead and take those off, Bo. He's not going to hit into a double play. We need good karma here. Slow curve, swung on and missed. Sipple is silky smooth out there, just no laboring at all in his delivery. Very calm demeanor. And one heck of a pitcher, so a monumental challenge for the Mustang offense today. Erickson with a moderate lead at first base. And now Sipple working from the stretch, obviously, with a runner on. It's a fastball outside to Kessler, 2-2. Again, Southlake with the sweep in the by-district round over Coppell. What a big matchup for a first-round game. Kessler swings and misses at a fastball, and he is down on strike. So 2 down. That'll bring up the junior catcher, Bo Rogers. Of Of course, Rogers co-hero with Wyatt Erickson on Saturday in the Game 3 victory. Rogers knocked in 4 of the 5 runs and had a hot bat all day long. Helped the Mustangs advance to this area round matchup with Southlake. 2 down, runner at first. Rogers versus Sipple. Curveball catches the outside corner, 0-1. The sophomore center fielder, Burke Wahlberg, is on deck. Coach Rumfield with 3 sophomores in his lineup today. Future of J.J. Pearce baseball looks very bright. Lots of youngsters doing big things in the program. Sipple is wide with a fastball to even the count at 1. 2-0 Southlake as we play here in the bottom of the first. One pitch is grounded to third. Nice pick there by the third baseman, Cade Manning. He'll go the short way. So it's a fielder's choice that ends the first inning. Dragons lead it 2-0. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Globe Life Park. We head to the top of the second. It'll be Homer Bush, the designated hitter, leading it off for the Dragons, and Joris Schuler is just outside with a fastball. Next delivery is grounded just foul, about a foot foul as it traveled past the third base bag. This Southlake hitting lineup means business. Mustangs knew that coming in. Got to challenge them and throw strikes, but it is dangerous against this bunch. Nowhere to hide. 1-1 count, fastball in. 2-1 to Bush. Slow curve is fouled back behind the first base dugout. 2-2. Slow curve swung on and missed, and Joris Schuler has his first strikeout of the ballgame. Nice pitch by the big junior righty. That will bring up Jackson Osterberg. Slow curve is bunted foul back behind the plate. Only about 20 feet behind home plate, but Bo Rogers lost sight of it, didn't know exactly where it was. Really no chance to get it anyway, but it is 0-1 to Osterberg. Now fastball is just off the inside corner, 1-1. 1-1 pitch is ripped to third, and a nice play by the sophomore Jet Arrington, who has another opportunity here at a short hop. He was playing in about a foot on the grass, so that ball got on him in a hurry. But the sophomore was up to the task and throws Osterberg out. So it's back to the top of the order in Ortiz, who singled to center field on the first pitch of this ball game. This time, nobody aboard, 2 down, and Schuler is off speed, and Ortiz is out in front, 0-1. And another strike from Schuler, this time a fastball. So Schuler coming back strong after laboring in the first inning and giving up 2 runs to this potent Dragon lineup. 0-2 here, and a curveball is fouled back. So Schuler still challenging the Southlake hitters. Strikes out Bush to open the second inning. Gets Jackson Osterberg on a ground out to third. And is ahead 0-2 here to Ortiz. And an off-speed pitch is just off the outside corner. Ortiz thought about it. It pulled the bat back. It is 1-2. Mustang outfield pretty much straight away. Playing shallower than you would see the major leaguers, but at a regular depth. And now Ortiz rips one over the head of the shortstop Erickson. It's all the way to the wall. It's 390 out to the power alley, and that's going to allow Ortiz to come all the way around to third with a stand-up triple. Ortiz with a big fist bump to his third base dugout. And the Southlake contingent roars as Ortiz sends an 0-2 or 1-2 pitch into the alley in left center. And there is a pinch runner. It'll be Kyler Boulware, the junior, coming in to run for Ortiz. It's Austin Hale at the plate, and a changeup strike on the outside corner. Again, Joris Schuler's best pitch, probably the changeup. You don't see that very often, but he does a nice job keeping hitters off balance. And now bounces one in to even the count at 1. So a fantastic start to the inning, but Jan Luis Ortiz is halfway to the cycle, just 5 outs into this ball game for Southlake. 1-1 pitch is true for a strike, 1-2, and Schuler clearly a little more comfortable here in the second inning than he was in the first. Understandable under the circumstances. Sharp ground ball out to Vinzant. Scoops, throws to Burrellbaugh, and the Mustangs are out of the inning. So a nice job there by Joris Schuler and the Mustang defense to keep the Dragons scoreless here in the second inning, but the Dragons do lead it 2-0 through 1.5. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Globe Life Park. We head to the bottom of the second. Southlake Carroll 2, J.J. Pearce nothing. I'm John Brewer here with engineer producer Randy Edwards. FridayNightGlory.com bringing you some area round playoff baseball. It'll be the sophomore center fielder Burke Wahlberg leading it off in a lefty-lefty matchup against Cutter Sipple. How about that name for a pitcher? Cutter. I mean, that, and by the way, I have it on good authority that that is the pitch he likes to go to on with two strikes. That is his strikeout pitch, is the cutter. I guess that is no surprise. He misses here. It's 1-1 to Wahlberg, and the 1-1 offering is outside. Ortiz tried to frame that one up, but the home plate umpire is on to him. It's a hitter's count for Burke Wahlberg, one of three sophomores in Coach Rumfield's lineup today here in the first game of a three-game set. Wahlberg takes fastball down, so 3-1 now to the leadoff hitter for the Mustangs here in the bottom of the second. They trail it 2-0. And now a single through the left side of the Carroll defense. So the second hit of the day for the Mustangs, and Wahlberg a little late on that one, but squared it up and shot it through the left side, and the Mustangs have a leadoff base runner here. That'll bring up the sophomore third baseman, Jet Arrington. So Sipple will go to the stretch now. He'll offer, and Arrington is foul with his bunt attempt. It is 0-1. So looking down the batting lineup for Pearce, it is junior, senior, junior, junior, sophomore, sophomore, senior, senior, sophomore. So lots of young players on this Mustang team. Lots of young players on the Southlake team as well. These two teams are set up well to compete in the coming years. Of course, that is the norm at Southlake Carroll. The Mustangs looking to build their baseball tradition here. Have had some good teams here recently, but the area round has been the toughest hurdle, and the Mustangs are going to try to figure out how to jump that one. Now 6-4-3 double play. Nice turn by the Southlake Carroll defense. It's a double play, and the bases are now empty for the Mustangs. That'll bring up the second baseman, Preston Vinzant. Well, that was a textbook double play ball there that was started by the shortstop, Austin Hale. They took it around the horn, and it's a double play, and nobody aboard here for Preston Vinzant. Fastball strike from Sipple, 0-1. Beautiful facilities here at Globe Life, as you can imagine. Ground ball, right side. Garcia ranges to his left, throws, and that'll do it for the Pearce Mustangs here in the second. So Sipple faces the minimum after giving up a hit. It's 2-0 Southlake after two. We'll be right back. Fantastic. Welcome back to Globe Life Park. We head to the third inning. It's the left fielder, Brandon Howell, leading it off against Yoris Schuler. Schuler is outside with a fastball, 1-0. Again, Southlake Carroll, your defending state champion in 6A, a regular in the UIL playoffs. Fantastic athletic program at Southlake Carroll in all sports. Howell lifts one foul back behind the plate, 1-1. First two batters of the game both reach and score, nothing since. So it's 2-0 Southlake here in the top of the third. 1-1 count to the leadoff hitter, Howell. Line drive base hit to right. So 2 for 2 for Brandon Howell today. Also 2 for 2 for the leadoff hitter, Ortiz. So the Dragons seeing it pretty well out there. And as I said, they come as advertised. This is a fantastic battle-tested baseball team. Again, the overall records of these two teams are similar, but Southlake went on a tough road trip early in the year, dropped 6 of their first 7. Fastball strike from Schuler, 0-1. Dragons, well known for being aggressive on the base paths. They have good speed and hot bats, so it's just a tough job for their opponents. And a line drive over the head of Erickson into left center. Stokes cuts it off, but no play, and Manning is into second with a double. So the Mustang outfield keeps it in front of them, but the outfield here at Globe Life must feel like an open sea to the Mustangs today, who normally play in lesser confines, I should say, or what is the word I'm looking for? Close confines compared to the vast yard here at Globe Life Park. So runners at second and third for Carroll. That brings up Grant Galam. And the Mustangs will bring the infield in again here, trying to mitigate the damages. 2-0 is tough enough against Cutter Sipple and the Dragons, and Mustangs certainly don't want to give up any more. Off-speed pitch is down 2-0 to Golam. Golam flew out to center field in the first, but it was a sacrifice fly, so already an RBI in his ledger today. And Bo Rogers makes it out to the mound to have a word with Joris Schuler. Vinzant and Erickson will join them, but it's a brief conference, and they're back to their respective positions, and we are back to business. 2-0 count to Golam with runners at second and third and nobody out. Off-speed pitch is down. 3-0. Riley Garcia, the second baseman, is on deck for the Dragons. Reached on an error on a sharply hit ball in the first inning. 3-0 count. Fastball strike on the inside corner. Joris Schuler has had a penchant for working his way out of trouble all year long. Very resilient righty, but this is a different breed here, and he is inside with a curveball, and Golam is aboard with a walk. So the bases are loaded for the second baseman, Riley Garcia. Now Coach Rumfield with a slow walk out to the mound, and it'll be an all-hands-on-deck meeting. Mustangs on the ropes here in the third inning. Already a 2-0 lead for the Dragons, threatening for more. Nobody out, bases loaded. Again, Southlake made it through the by-district round with a sweep over the Coppell Cowboys. And again, the defending 6A state champs, 24-11 overall. But again, dropping 6 of their first 7 against really, really tough teams from California. And so this team comes in extremely battle-tested, very talented, and they have not disappointed here early on. So 2-0 Southlake. Top of the third, bases loaded, nobody out. Burlbaugh and Arrington are in on the grass for the Mustangs. The middle infielders are back playing for the double play ball, and Schuler strike one on the outside corner to Riley Garcia. A 1 delivery lifted into right field. Long run for Hunter Greenwell. He won't get there, and it's into the stands. We are in the press box this afternoon behind home plate, so a nice treat for us too, avoiding the unseasonably cool temperatures out there. Temperatures in the upper 50s today, and cannot hear the PA announcer, and sometimes a little tougher to tell the angles of the baseball. Now Preston Vinzant with a fine play, drifting into shallow right center, reaching up and catching a lazy line drive. And boy, Preston Vinzant continues his unbelievable defensive senior season. Now a fielding percentage nearing the 990s, just one error on roughly 75 chances for the senior this year, and he pounds his glove twice proudly as he makes a nice play for the Mustangs there. So 1 down, bases still loaded. Again, tough for us to tell on some of these angles being up this high. But just a fantastic play by Vinzant, and we'll see if the Mustangs can wiggle out of this with minimal damage. 1-1 count to the right fielder, Justin Greach. Greach fouled out to the first baseman, Nicholas Burlbaugh, to end the first inning. Mustangs hoping for similar fortunes here. What a shot in the arm it would be for J.J. Pearce to find their way out of this. Preston Van Zandt gives him a chance to do just that. And another foul back, so the count is even at 2. Again, 3 state titles in the back pocket of this Southlake Carroll program: 1982, 2002, and again last year, another foul back off the bat of Greach. So Schuler staying around the plate and challenging Greach. And I guess they're all big moments in the playoffs, but certainly a big moment here semi-early in this ball game. Carroll loaded the bases with nobody out. Another foul back from Greach. So Greach battling Schuler. He'll see his 7th pitch here momentarily. As you can probably see, Carroll is adorned in their road uniforms, the gray pants with the green stripe down the side, the wintergreen, I should say more lime green tops. A high fly ball to left field, long run for Stokes, and he drops it in foul territory. Long run and a nice job to get there, but appeared that he just took his eye off of it at the wrong time there at the very end, and it popped out of his glove, and the Greach-Schuler matchup will continue. I know what a competitor Sutton Stokes is, and he is not being kind to himself out there in left field right now. What a competitor he is. Ground ball to short. Erickson to Van Zandt. He'll hold on to it wisely as Greach was well up the line, so it'll be a 6-4 fielder's choice. A run scores, but now 2 down and runners at the corners for Southlake. And that'll bring up the designated hitter, Homer Bush, who struck out swinging. Schuler's only strikeout thus far. Bo Rogers steps out about 2 or 3 steps in front of home plate and gives his teammates some signals. So 3-0 now Southlake here in the top of the 3rd. 2 outs, 2 aboard for Homer Bush, and a fastball is in the dirt. 1-0. Delivery is low. 2-0. Southlake is your 5-6A champion, 13-1 district record. Again, as mentioned, 24-11 overall. Now an off-speed pitch for a strike from Schuler, 2-1. Mustangs, the runner-up in 8-6A, behind Duncanville, but the Mustangs, the only 8-6A team to survive the first round, and now Justin Greach takes second base without a throw. So runners at second and third, the force has been removed. And a 3-1 count to Homer Bush, and it's a ball. So the bases have been reloaded for the Dragons, and that will bring up the center fielder, Jackson Osterberg. Osterberg grounded out to third. A real nice play by the sophomore Jet Arrington, who was playing in on the grass and short hopped a rocket and threw across the diamond to Nicholas Burlbaugh to get the second out of the second inning. Schuler is true with his first pitch to Osterberg, and it is 0-1. The 0-1 pitch is a slow curve just outside. Well, the Mustangs would take 1 run yielded in this half inning all day long after having the bases loaded with nobody out. So Could be a victory of sorts for Schuler and the Mustangs if he can wiggle out of this. And a line drive off the glove of Jed Arrington and into left field. 1 run in. Here's the throw home. It's late. And the Dragons have struck again, and they lead it now 5-0. So it's a 2 RBI single for Osterberg. He'll take second on the throw. Bush is around to third. So runners at second and third. And the Dragons have plated their third run of the inning and now lead it 5-0. And now Coach Rumfield with another trip out to see Joris Schuler, and this time he will ask for the baseball. So Joris Schuler, 8-0 on the season, has done great things for this Mustang team. Tall challenge for the junior righty today against this Dragon bunch. It looks as though Coach Rumfield will call in another junior, Jackson Weiss, out of the bullpen. So he'll take some warm-up tosses. We'll take a break. 5-0 Southlake as we play here in the top of the third. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Globe Life. 5-0 Southlake. We play in the top of the third. Runners at second and third. Jackson Weiss has taken his warm-up tosses. And his reward is that he will face Jan Luis Ortiz, the catcher for Southlake, who bats in the leadoff position. And he's already halfway to the cycle with a single and a triple here in the early go. So Ortiz bats in all 3 of the first innings. And Weiss is off the plate with a fastball, 1-0. Mustang defense is straight away, albeit a little deeper than they have been. Weiss outside again with a fastball, 2-0. Might be careful with Ortiz here with first base open, but there are not many weak spots in this Southlake lineup. Fastball, strike, 2-1. Four umpires here today, as you'll find in the UIL playoffs. Normally 2 in the regular season, but it is a full complement of umpires here in the area round. Fastball, strike, levels the count at 2-2. Deuce is wild as Weiss goes into the stretch. Curveball just off the outside corner, and Ortiz appeared to almost make his way back to the dugout there. It was more of a jump around. Like he knew it was close. Umpire ruled that it was just off the plate. And here's the payoff pitch. Fouled back. Payoff pitch is high, and Ortiz is aboard with a 2-out walk. And if you're a Mustang fan, you've heard this too many times already. The bases are reloaded, and we will again have a pinch runner for Ortiz in the form of junior Kyler Boulware. Again, the Dragons occupy the visiting third base dugout. Jackson Weiss is high with a fastball to the shortstop, Austin Hale, who throws right, bats left. That is not a bad recipe if you want to play at the next level. 1-0 pitch from Weiss is high, 2-0. Hale singled in the first and grounded out to second to end the second inning. Another chance here with the sacks full. And he lifts one high in the air, back behind third. 3 Mustangs give chase. And it falls. And 2 more runs come home for Southlake Carroll. Boy, that ball found the perfect spot. So 3 Mustangs give chase. That ball landed about 50 or 60 feet down the left field line, about 10 feet inside the line, and a nice effort by the third baseman, the shortstop, and the left fielder, but it found the perfect spot. A couple of Mustangs running into each other there. I believe that will be ruled a 2 RBI single. And Boulware makes it over to third. So runners at the corners, and 7-0 Southlake now here in the top of the third. Now the ball gets by the catcher, Bo Rogers, and another run comes home. So Boulware heads up there. The ball got by Bo Rogers, and by the time he could retreat and retrieve it, the 8th run has crossed the dish for Southlake Carroll. So the Mustangs, who looked like they might get out of this brewing storm, absolutely did not. And Southlake has now scored 6 runs here in the third inning. They have batted around, and it's the left fielder Brandon Howell with a 1-1 count, and he'll take a fastball outside from Weiss. 2-1. 2-1 pitch is a fastball lifted high in the infield. Erickson with a beat on it at short, puts the clamps on it, and a long top of the third finally comes to an end for the Mustangs, but not before Southlake adds to their 2-0 lead. It is now 8-0 after 2.5 innings. We'll take a break. We'll see you in a few. Welcome back to Globe Life Park. Southlake 8, J.J. Pearce, nothing. It'll be the 8-9-1 hitters for Coach Rumfield and the Mustangs. The first baseman, Nicholas Burlbaugh, leads it off, and he fouls one back, 0-1. Hunter Greenwell, the right fielder for the Mustangs, is on deck. He'll be followed by the left fielder, Sutton Stokes. Cutter Sipple misses with his next pitch. It's 1-1. Senior lefty looking smooth out there. High pop fly to the first baseman, who quickly puts the clamps on it. That's Grant Galam. So one down for the Mustangs here in the bottom of the third. Hunter Greenwell, the sophomore lefty who's playing in right field today for the Mustangs, comes to the plate. He has been swinging a hot bat for the Mustangs. It's a lefty-lefty matchup for him here. Curveball strike from Sipple. Oh, one pitch is a fastball and chopped out behind the bag at second. Puts some heat on the second baseman. Riley Garcia has to rush his throw, and it's over the head of the first baseman. And now they rule that it went into the camera well, and that will send Hunter Greenwell to second base. So the Mustangs reach second base for the first time today. So the Mustangs with a duck on the pond. We'll see how they rule that one. We don't have a scoreboard that shows hits and errors. That was going to be a tough play for Garcia. I'm going to go ahead and give Greenwell the benefit of the doubt. Give him a hit. He'll take second on the throwing error. Back to the top of the order in Sutton Stokes, who grounded out to third in the bottom of the first. So one aboard, one out. Mustangs trail it 8-0 against the Southlake Carroll Dragons here at Globe Life Park. Sipple is high and outside with a fastball. Now 2-0 to Stokes. Carroll Senior High School was established in 1919, so way back in World War I times, but the current form and location was established in 1992. Off-speed pitch, low and in to Stokes, 3-0. But some form of Carroll High School has been around for 100 years. And as we mentioned, lots of skins on the wall at Southlake Carroll High School. Fastball at the belt, Stokes taking all the way, 3-1. Now Stokes asks the home plate umpire for time, not comfortable with the pace. Steps back in now with a hitter's count. Sipple delivers, fastball strike on the outside corner. Full count. One down. Wyatt Erickson, who singled in the first inning, is in the on-deck circle for J.J. Pearce. Payoff pitch from Sipple's a slow curve, swung on and missed. Throw down to first is bobbled, and he's safe. Wow, what a play there. The first baseman, Grant Galam, had to short hop that. It was a low throw from Ortiz, And it appeared that Golam had caught the ball, but when he brought it all the way to the belt, it popped back out, and first base umpire says safe. So now that ball finding its way into the camera well makes a big difference here, as the Mustangs appear to have runners at first and second. The head coach for Southlake Carroll, Larry Vukan, has come out to question that call. He is visiting with the first base umpire. And now the first base umpire will beckon the third base umpire. In fact, all four of them will get together here to discuss whatever it is that Larry Vukan had to say to the first base umpire. So the umpires have convened, and we will see what they rule here. Boy, the Mustangs looking for any kind of break they can catch here, down 8-0 in the bottom of the third, and anxiously awaiting the result of this meeting between the umpires. And of course, folks, we do not have the benefit of replay here, so tough to tell you exactly what happened, but we think that the Mustang runner collided, and now they rule safe. So the Mustangs will indeed have runners at first and second with just one out. And now we do have a chance to look at the replay. And folks, it was one of those plays where, just like if a shortstop drops a ball after covering second base on a fielder's choice, how long does he have to possess that ball to record the out? It was one of those situations. The umpires have ruled it's in the Mustangs' favor, and now senior shortstop Wyatt Erickson bats with two aboard and just one out. Of course, Erickson, the hero of last week's three-game set with South Grand Prairie. First ball swing, rips one foul under the feet of Coach Rumfield, who occupies the third base coaching box. So 0-1. Again, Erickson singled sharply up the middle in the first inning, but to no avail, as the Mustangs couldn't push him across. Now Sipple is wide with a fastball, 1-1. So opportunity for the Mustangs here to strike back and get on the board. Cutter Sipple, the senior lefty for Southlake, again, offered by TCU as a freshman, has had some arm problems. TCU pulled the offer back, but he will be playing college ball somewhere. Now Erickson foul tips a fastball. It's 1-2. Talked about how decorated this Southlake Carroll athletic program is. They actually won the UIL Lone Star Cup twice while in 4A, the year 2000 and 2001. They've done it three more times in 5A, not yet in 6A, but they won it 3 consecutive years in 2011, 12, and 13 in 5A. So what else do you need to know about this storied program? 1-2 pitch to Erickson is a slow curve, and it's under the wickets of Ortiz, and both runners move up. So the count is even at 2-2 now, and 2 ducks on the pond for the Mustangs. Mustangs have had 4 base runners through the first 10 plate appearances, but just haven't been able to tally a run as of yet. But Erickson with a big opportunity here. Runners at second and third, 2-2 count, one down, 8-0 Southlake as we play in the bottom of the third. Slow curve, grounder to short, backhanded by the shortstop, throws to first, and he gets Erickson, but it's an RBI ground out for Wyatt Erickson, and the Mustangs are on the board. Well, Austin Hale backhanded that ball and wanted to go to third, but the third baseman, Cade Manning, was off the bag, and so Hale had no choice but to go to first, and he got Erickson by a step. I said one down. There are two down. And the junior designated hitter, Ben Kessler, comes to the plate. 8-1 Southlake over the Mustangs. Curveball swung on and missed. 0-2 to Kessler. The 0-2 pitch is a fastball off the outside edge. 1-2. Again, these two teams will play right back here tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. So Mustangs getting to play in this venue not once but twice here in the area round. Slow roller to short. Hale picks, throws, and they got Kessler by a step and a half. So the Mustangs are retired here in the third, but they are on the board. They trail at 8-1 against Southlake Carroll. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Globe Life Park. Southlake Carroll 8, J.J. Pearce 1. We head to the top of the fourth. It's the third baseman, Cade Manning. The Dragons batted around in the third and pushed 6 runs across the plate. They are firmly in control here as we head to the fourth inning. Fastball strike from Jackson Weiss. 0-1. Off-speed pitch. Two-hopper to Nicholas Burlbaugh at first, but it's just foul. So Weiss out in front of Manning, who has gone 2 for 2 so far today. A single in the first, a double in the third. He's in an 0-2 hole here. Fastball is down. 1-2. Manning was stranded in the first inning, but came around to score in the third, one of 6 Dragons to do so. Weiss is down with a fastball, leveling the count at 2. Again, overcast skies today, cool temperatures in Arlington, Texas, and the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex in general. Good crowd on hand. Of course, the AT&T Byron Nelson going on in South Dallas today. Lots going on in the sports world in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex today. Line drive to right field and a base hit for Cade Manning. 3 for 3 on the day. Silky smooth. He looks, or I should say, evokes memories of Will Clark, the way he swings the bat. That'll bring up the first baseman, Grant Galam. Galam with an RBI sacrifice fly in the first inning. Drew a walk in the third inning. Comes to bat here with a runner at first and nobody out. 1-0 is the count as Weiss works out of the stretch. Throw over to Burlbaugh, but Manning back in easily. Runner goes and a high fly ball to right field. Hunter Greenwell is camped under it, makes the catch, and Manning will have to retreat to first base. So 1 down. Again, everything bigger for these Mustangs today. Wonderful ballpark here in Arlington, which is already being replaced by an even more wonderful ballpark immediately to the south and west of this ballpark, and part of that Texas Live area here in the Arlington Entertainment District. Fun place to be, folks. If you have a chance, come out tomorrow. First pitch, 11 a.m. These teams will go at it again. 0-1 count to the second baseman, Riley Garcia. Reached on an error in the first and popped out. I shouldn't say popped out. It was a lazy liner and just a fantastic play by Preston Vincent in shallow right center. So Garcia 0 for 2 on the day. One of the few Dragons, maybe the only Dragon that can say that. No, he's not actually, but one of the very few. This is a very talented Southlake lineup, as mentioned. Weiss throws over, but to no avail. 1 down, 1 aboard, top 4. Southlake 8, J.J. Pearce 1. Curveball strike from Weiss. O2 delivery is bounced in there. Nice job by Bo Rogers to keep that ball in front of him and keep the runner at first base. 1-2. Big swing and a miss on a Weiss fastball. 2-2. Excuse me, that was strike 3. My apologies. Swing and a miss by the announcer. How about that? So first strikeout of the day by Jackson Weiss. That was a pitch behind there. So 2 down now. Runner at first, and that brings up the right fielder, Justin Greach. You get what you pay for, folks, and I'm looking at my my salary right now. And I don't need to say any more. Fastball misses. 1-0 count to Greach, who popped out to Nicholas Burlbaugh at first in the first inning and hit into a fielder's choice in the third. Now a high fly ball to left center. Sophomore Burke Wahlberg calls the junior Sutton Stokes off and makes the catch. So a relatively quiet inning here in the top of the fourth. No runs scored. It's 8-1 Southlake. We're through 3.5. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Globe Life Park. John Brewer and Randy Edwards with FridayNightGlory.com. Thanks for joining us in game one of this area round matchup between Southlake Carroll and J.J. Pearce. The Dragons getting the better of it. We're halfway through this one. It is 8-1 Southlake, and it's Bo Rogers, the junior catcher, leading it off against Cutter Sipple. High fly ball to left field. Brandon Howell drifts back about 10 or 15 feet and makes the catch. So one pitch, one down. Well struck ball off the bat of Bo Rogers, who has been squaring them up lately. We mentioned 4 RBI in that critical game 3 on Saturday at South Grand Prairie. And a well struck ball there, just got under it just a little bit. And that'll bring up the center fielder Burke Wahlberg. Cutter Sipple misses with a fastball outside 1-0. Wahlberg is competing for the starting quarterback position for J.J. Pearce. He'll be a junior. Now a line drive into the gap in left center. And a nice job by Brandon Howell to cut that one off. But Burke Wahlberg with a sharp hit, and he is 2 for 2. So nothing shy about this sophomore, and as I mentioned, competing for the starting quarterback job. The Mustangs are going through spring training right now, and saw head football coach and athletic director David Collins here earlier before the game. I know he's in attendance, and proud of Burke Wahlberg there as he lines one into left center for a base hit. So 1 aboard, 1 out, and that will bring up another sophomore, Jet Arrington, who gets the start for Coach Rumfield at third base. It's 1-0 to him. Curve catches the outside corner, and Ortiz doing a nice job framing that one up, as that appeared to be a little outside, but umpire says no, sir. So 1-1. Curveball again, grounded to third, behind the bag, to second. Relay throw is up against the dugout, but no chance to advance there, so it's a fielder's choice by Arrington. Score it 5-4. Now 2 down for the Mustangs. That'll bring up the second baseman, Preston Vincent. Talk about these coaches a little bit. Larry Vucan just in his third year, all he's done, folks, is put a banner on the wall at Southlake Carroll. Again, they are the defending 6A state champs. We'll talk about the esteemed Coach Rumfield for J.J. Pearce. Vinzant takes a strike. Again, Coach Rumfield, in his first year at the helm at J.J. Pearce, has been here for 3 years, was an assistant coach leading up to this year. And what a heck of a player he was. He was the 1994 4A Player of the Year. Led his team to a state championship, a 5-0 victory over Big Spring, in which Coach Rumfield pitched a 5-hit shutout and actually got the win in the semifinals the day before against Carthage. He came in relief, but shut Carthage down, and so Coach Rumfield putting a banner on the wall at Belton High School in Central Texas. 2-1 count to Vinzant. And as if that wasn't enough, Coach Rumfield also was an all-state quarterback and on the all-Central Texas team back in the day. An honorable mention all-state. Curveball strike from Sipple levels the count at 2. Coach Rumfield hit .420 in that senior campaign with 9 home runs and 52 RBI. A fantastic player in his own right back in the day, and has done a magnificent job here at J.J. Pearce in his first year, pushing all the right buttons, pulling all the right levers. As he has not been shy about moving players around and being bold in his moves, and I would say about 90% of them have been money. Ground ball to third. They'll go the short way to second, so it's an inning-ending fielder's choice for Preston Vinzant. So the Mustangs failed to score. We're through 4, folks. Southlake 8, J.J. Pearce 1. We'll take a break. We'll see you in a minute. Welcome back to Globe Life Park. 8-1 Southlake. It's the designated hitter Homer Bush leading it off for the Dragons. Struck out swinging in the second, walked and came around to score in that 6-run third inning. Bats again here to lead off the fifth against Jackson Weiss. Sharp single through the left side, base hit. That'll bring up the center fielder Jackson Osterberg, who had a big 2 RBI single in the third inning. No changes in the infield. It's Arrington at third, Erickson at short, Vinzant at second, Burlbaugh at first. Now a bunt attempt is foul. 0-1. Same in the outfield. It's Sutton Stokes in left, Wahlberg in center, Greenwell in right. Only change has been that Jackson Weiss has come on in relief for the starter Joris Schuler. 0-1 count to Osterberg. It's a fastball, and it is flown foul down the left field line, about 10 rows up. 0-2. Lots of hoodies and jackets and winter wear out there in the stands below. Now, Weiss throws over to Burlbaugh, but Bush is back in under the tag. "59 degrees at game time here in Arlington. Overcast day. Very, very light breeze blowing. And that breeze is blowing from left to right, but not a factor. Runner goes. Fastball high, and Rogers' throw is into center field, and that's going to allow Bush to take third. So once again, this aggressive Dragon lineup strikes, and a Dragon who was standing on first base just moments ago is now standing on third with nobody out. 1-2 count to Osterberg. Now the Mustang infield is in. Curveball is fouled back. Count remains 1-2. Again, Southlake swept the Coppell Cowboys last week in a 5-6A, 6-6A matchup. That was a 1 seed versus 4 seed matchup. Hard to imagine Coppell as a 4 seed in baseball, but somehow that's how it worked out, and Southlake made quick work of the Cowboys with a 2-game sweep. Another foul off the bat of Jackson Osterberg. Baseball playoffs are a little different than the football playoffs. On the 6A level, the football playoffs will divide the teams based on their enrollments into 2 divisions. In baseball, if you're the champ, you got to win an extra game. You got to win 7 to fly the flag. But there is no distinction between divisions. It is all thrown, all these schools are thrown into the same pot, and they battle it out. 2-2 the count now to Osterberg. 2-2 pitch is a curveball, caught the inside corner, strike 3. Caught Osterberg looking, and that'll take us back to the top of the order in Yan Luis Ortiz. 2 for 2 with a walk today. 2 runs scored already. This is a catcher that is nimble enough and has a good enough bat to lead off for a very potent Southlake squad. 1 down, runner at third. Mustangs will try to retire Ortiz for the first time today. And it's a fastball low from Weiss. 1-0. 1-0 pitch is down 2-0. Playing here in the top of the fifth, 8-1 Southlake. Fastball is hit over the head of the left fielder Sutton Stokes, one hopping off the wall. That will knock Bush in. And it is the third hit of the day, and Ortiz is now 3/4 of the way to the cycle. Now a single, a double, and a triple in this one. It's an RBI double this time, and wow, folks, what a player. So now 9-1 Dragons. That'll bring up the shortstop, Austin Hale. Singled and scored in the first, grounded out to second in the second, and then had a 2 RBI single in the third. He'll take ball one from Weiss here. Dragons firmly in control from the jump here at Globe Life. 9-1 in the top of the fifth. Thanks for joining us here on FridayNightGlory.com. Fastball is ripped into center, but Burke Wahlberg has a beat on it. He catches it, drifting back about 365 or 370 feet from home plate. So Hale barrels that one up, but Wahlberg is up to the task. Hauls it in for out number 2. Looks like a pinch runner in there for Ortiz once again, and that runner tagged up there as that ball was lined way out to left field. That'll bring up Brandon, I said left field, center field. That'll bring up Brandon Howell, the left fielder, who takes a ball here. Howell flew out to left in the first, singled and scored in the third, and popped out to Erickson at short in the fourth. 2-0 count to him here. Fastball is ripped just by the bag at first, or just foul, I should say. 2-1. Boy, this squad hits the ball hard, folks. This is a good-looking Southlake team who has designs on going back-to-back here in the highest level of baseball here in the state of Texas. 2-1 count to Howell. Weiss hits the outside corner with a fastball, 2-2. Weiss works out of the stretch with the runner on third here. 2-2 count. Off-speed pitch flown to right field. Hunter Greenwell about 25 feet over toward the line and makes the catch. So the Dragons strike again, but this time just one run across. And yes, I said just one run across. This is a fantastic hitting lineup, folks. We are through 4.5 here at Globe Life. Southlake Carroll 9, J.J. Pearce 1. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Globe Life Park. John Brewer along with Randy Edwards, FridayNightGlory.com. Dragons have been in control throughout. They lead at 9-1. First ball swinging. Nicholas Burlbaugh rips a line drive into left field for a base hit. So some aggressive hitting there from the senior first baseman. And the Mustangs have a leadoff runner here in the fifth inning. Now remember, folks, this is a Mustang team that in game one of the bi-district round trailed 14-2 heading to the bottom of the seventh and walked it off against South Grand Prairie. Now, no one is getting South Grand Prairie mixed up with this bunch from Southlake, no doubt about that. But needless to say, the Mustangs have a lot of fight in them. They've displayed that all year long. It's the sophomore Hunter Greenwell, the right fielder, coming to the plate now. He takes a curveball strike from Cutter Sipple, the senior lefty who has gone all the way for Coach Larry Vucan today. Curveball stays up to even the count at 1. These two teams will do it again tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. If you can't come out to the ballpark, folks, please join us here on FridayNightGlory.com. We're going to bring you the action. Line drive into the gap in right center, base hit, and that was actually a pinch hitter. That was Jordan Rosenblum. Couldn't quite see it from here. So my apologies to the Rosenblum family as Jordan rips a line drive. I say into the gap. The right fielder was playing shaded that way, so he did not have to labor to reach that ball, but it was what I would call right center field. So the Mustangs, 2 aboard with nobody out, back to the top of the order in Sutton Stokes. And it's a bunt attempt that is foul. 0-1. Stokes reached base in the third inning, but was stranded there at third. Now bats with 2 aboard and nobody out here in the fifth. Curveball is outside. A nice stop by Ortiz. Count is even at 1-1. One pitch from Sipple, a bunt, and this is popped up. And a nice play by the first baseman, Grant Golam. And now apparently some words between the first baseman, Golam, and Sutton Stokes. The umpire quickly extinguishes whatever fire there was there, but either way, there is 1 away, runners at first and second, and that'll bring up Wyatt Erickson. Erickson singled up the middle in the first, grounded out to short in the third, but collected the only RBI for this Mustang squad on that ground out. Opportunity for him here with 2 aboard and just 1 out. Fastball fouled back. Erickson leads this Mustang squad in extra base hits. Believe he still leads the team in, well, I know he leads the team in RBI, and he is right up there in average. So just a fantastic baseball player in Wyatt Erickson. Older brother Garrett did great things for this program before him. 4-year starter on the varsity. Another pitch fouled back off the bat of Erickson. 0-2. Late arriving, but very, very nice crowd today here at Globe Life. Pearce and Southlake both well represented. Oh, 2 pitch, and now Sipple steps off the rubber. Sipple has gone all the way here for Southlake, giving up just 1 run. Fastball outside, 1-2. Ben Kessler in the on deck circle for the Mustangs. Should get a chance here. 1-2 pitch is in the dirt. Nice job by Ortiz to keep that one from reaching the backstop. It does trickle away 10 feet or so, but runner's not able to move up. 2-2 count to Erickson. Two pitch is a curveball grounded into the hole at short, and Hale will go the short way to Cade Manning, and so it's a fielder's choice for Erickson in the unconventional 6-5 fielder's choice. So the lead runner is erased, now 2 down, still runners at first and second, and that'll bring up the DH, Ben Kessler, who struck out swinging in the first, grounded out to short in the third. And Sipple starts him out with a curveball that is inside, 1-0. The catcher, Bo Rogers, is on deck hoping for a chance. One 0 pitch is fouled back, 1-1. One delivery is fouled back behind the first base dugout. 1-2. Kessler, also a multi-sport student athlete, transferred from Trinity Christian about a year and a half ago, had to play junior varsity sports only, and that's the only thing that kept him from being on the varsity baseball and football teams as a sophomore. He is a fantastic athlete. Takes a fastball wide, 2-2. Kessler played running back. He wasn't eligible until the 6th game of the year, so mostly a backup role last year, but certainly starter caliber. Sharp ground ball behind second. Diaz in the perfect spot. Flips underhanded to Hale. So it's a 4-6 fielder's choice, and that'll do it for the Mustangs. We're through 5, folks. Southlake Carroll 9, J.J. Pearce 1. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Globe Life Park. We head to the sixth inning. Jackson Weiss returns to the mound for the Mustangs to face the third baseman, Cade Manning. Folks, I mentioned what a young team the Mustangs have. Now a fastball is lined into center. A nice running catch by Burke Wahlberg. So a line out to center. That'll bring up the first baseman, Grant Golam. What I was going to say, we talked about how young the Mustangs are. Every starter in the hitting lineup for Southlake is a junior, with the exception of the shortstop, Austin Hale. So this is a school that is going to be even better next year. They're solid now. Make no mistake about that. But this is going to be an absolute juggernaut next year. A couple of foul balls, and Weiss is out in front of Golam 0-2. Golam had that sacrifice fly to center in the first, reached on a walk and was stranded in the third, then flew out to right in the fourth. So his fourth plate appearance, he's in an 0-2 hole. One down already, nobody aboard, and Weiss wastes a fastball, 1-2. 1-2 pitch is an off-speed delivery that is chopped foul at the plate. 1-2. Southlake Carroll capped a 35-6 year last year with a state championship victory over San Antonio Reagan. A game that the Dragons won 7-2, so very convincingly. Obviously, Larry Vucan has another fantastic ball club on his hands. Golam has worked the count full, so 3-2 here. One out, nobody aboard. Payoff pitch, grounded to short. Erickson picks, throws, got him. Good start to the inning here for Jackson Weiss and the Mustangs, flashing some of that defense that has been so good all year long. The Mustangs came into this season figuring to have some pitching problems, as they were already thin at that position and had been racked by injuries, but the Mustangs had some younger pitchers like Yoris Schuler and Hunter Greenwell, Nick Graney step up, not to mention Jackson Weiss and Landry, who was fantastic in Game 3 on Saturday. And now a fastball strike from Weiss. 2-1 to the second baseman, Riley Garcia. Anyway, the Mustangs figured to have all kinds of pitching problems this year, but some kids stepped up, and here they are. And a line shot down the line in left. It'll rattle around in the corner. It'll be at least a double for Riley Garcia. Sutton Stokes does a nice job digging it out down there in the corner, and he will hold Riley Garcia to a double. So the streak continues. The Mustangs have flirted a couple of times with having a 1-2-3 inning, but this Southlake Carroll lineup just too strong, and Garcia rips a double down into the corner. That'll bring up the right fielder, Justin Greach. Again, all junior hitting lineup with the exception of the two-hole Austin Hale, the shortstop, who is a senior. Cutter Sipple, the pitcher, also a senior, so two seniors on the field for Southlake. Fastball is lifted high in the air to shallow right. Long run for Jordan Rosenblum couldn't quite come up with it, so it's a long strike. 0-1 to Greach, who popped out to first to end the first inning, hit into a 6-4 fielder's choice in the third, came around to score, and flew out to Wahlberg in center in the fourth. Bats here again in the sixth with two down and a runner at second. Now a couple of coaches jog out to check on Jordan Rosenblum, who banged his left knee up a little bit there as he extended for that ball. Nice effort by Rosenblum. Now the beloved trainer Tara Grubbs also out on the scene to have a look at it. The first base umpire will join him. It looks like Jordan's okay. He jogs back out to his position. And we will get back to business here very shortly. Been talking about how good this Southlake team is, and there is no doubt about that, folks. But the Mustangs, also talented, young and talented, and very, very gritty. They have played solid baseball all year long, and the games that they've lost have been very close games with maybe one or two exceptions. So they have played solid baseball all year long, and they are hanging around here with Southlake. 9-1, but Mustangs have shown some grit here within this game that we've seen all year long. 9-1 against this Southlake squad, nothing to be ashamed of. 1-1 delivery is a fastball low, 2-1. The second round has been the problem for some very talented Mustang baseball teams in the past few years. Just tend to run into a really, really good team. Now, ground ball past Gavin Gold at third, glances off his glove. That'll be an E5, but again, a tough chance for Gold, who had to try to backhand that. That might have glanced off the bag, not sure, but the Dragons have scored their 10th run of the ball game. They now lead it 10-1. That'll bring up the designated hitter, Homer Bush. Bush, 1 for 2 with a single and a walk, 2 runs scored. Struck out swinging in the second, but scored his next 2 trips up. High fly ball to right field. Jordan Rosenblum calls off Wahlberg and makes the catch, so that'll do it. Southlake scores one more time to increase their lead to 10-1. We're through 5.5, folks. Dragons 10, Mustangs 1. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Globe Life Park. We head to the bottom of the sixth. It'll be the catcher, Bo Rogers, leading it off for J.J. Pearce. 0-1 to Rogers. Big swing and a miss, 0-2. Cutter Sipple, the senior lefty, has gone all the way for the Dragons. Coach Vukan will leave him in, perhaps to try to get a complete game out of him. Fastball misses outside, 1-2. Rogers grounded into a fielder's choice to end the first and flew out to left to open the fourth inning on a ball that was very well struck, but a nice play by the Dragon defense. Rogers looks at a ball to even the count at 2-2. Now a sharp ground ball up the middle, off the glove of Hale, but that's a hit all the way. I'm not sure that Hale really had much of a chance there, even had he fielded it, but it was a laser off the bat of Bo Rogers, who continues to swing a solid bat, and now there will be a pinch runner for Rogers. So for the second inning in a row, the Mustangs get the leadoff batter aboard. We'll see if they can do something with it this time. This is a good pitcher on the mound for Southlake. Center fielder Burke Wahlberg, 2 for 2 today. 2 sharp hits for the sophomore. He takes a curveball strike here from Sipple, 0-1. Another sophomore, Jet Arrington, in the on-deck circle. 0-1 deliveries, a curveball, sharp ground ball to short, flip to second and on to first, double play. So a sharp ground ball off the bat of Wahlberg, but this Dragon defense is solid, and they made quick work of that tailor-made double play ball. So 2 down, nobody aboard, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Jet Arrington. Arrington hit into a 6-4-3 double play in the second inning and reached on a fielder's choice in the fourth. He will face Sipple again here with 2 outs and nobody aboard. Fastball strike on the inside corner. Check swing from the youngster, but home plate umpire says that caught a piece of the inside corner. So an 0-1 count to Arrington. Fastball is outside, 1-1. 58 degrees now. Unseasonably cool temperatures here. Overcast, gray day in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. It has actually dropped a degree since we opened this game. Ground ball out to second. And that will do it. So a leadoff hit, but Cutter Sipple faces the minimum 3. 1-2-3 in not so normal fashion. It's 10-1, folks. We're through 6. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Globe Life Park. We head to the seventh inning. Dragons firmly in control. They lead it 10-1 over J.J. Pearce. It's a new pitcher for the Mustangs, and we are scrambling to find out who it is. It is definitely a youngster who was brought up and who has not pitched on the varsity, at least in a while. And he, no doubt, thrilled to get to pitch here in Globe Life Park. It's a 1-1 count to the center fielder, Jackson Osterberg. Now, fastball is wide, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch is down, 3-1 to Osterberg. Three-one pitch is lined into right field, and nice try there by Jordan Rosenblum. Did catch it on a short hop. He dove. That had trouble written all over it if it had gotten past him, but a nice job, hustle play by Jordan Rosenblum. But it is a leadoff hit off the bat of Jackson Osterberg. And the leadoff hitter for Southlake is aboard. Back to the top of the lineup. And it looks as though it will be a pinch hitter, Luke Slahor. No clue whether I'm pronouncing that correctly or not, but clearly Coach Vukan giving a senior a shot here and with a comfortable 9-run lead. It is now 0-1 to Slahor. Now a foul ball down the right field line that lands in the first row of seats. 0-2. And now a light rain falling here at Globe Life, and at 59 degrees, several people are making their way up to the concourse. Foul ball off the bat of Slahor. 0-2. Highland Park and Lovejoy are scheduled to play after the conclusion of this ball game. We'll see if that happens. Fastball misses, 1-2. One-two pitch is a ground ball through the left side. Seeing-eyed ground ball for a base hit. So Slahor is aboard. And we will have another pinch hitter here. It is Reese Stapp stepping in for the Dragons. Runners at first and second. And nobody out. Certainly more misty than rainy, and several folks have simply pulled their hoodies over the top of their head and are braving the very light rain. It's 0-1 to Stapp. 2 aboard and nobody out. Foul ball off the bat of Stapp. 0-2. Southlake does carry a big roster. I know they had 30 kids on their roster last year in their state championship campaign, and they have somewhere around that number this year. 1-2 count to Stapp now as we play here on a cool, misty, gray, mid May afternoon, or early evening, I should say. Fastball misses outside 2-2. Fastball just outside fills the count. 3-2. Payoff pitch takes a little off. It's a ground ball through the wickets of Nicholas Burlbaugh, and everybody is safe. So the bases are loaded with nobody out. That'll bring up the left fielder, Brandon Howell. We'll see if there's another pinch hitter here. And indeed there is. This will be Dawson Love batting for Brandon Howell. Sharp ground ball. Nice diving stab by Vincent. Throws to Burlbaugh and makes another amazing play. I sound like a broken record, but Preston Vincent just flat out getting it done for the Mustang defense. Another fine play. It is an RBI as Osterberg crosses the dish, and it is now 11-1 Southlake. Nonetheless, a fantastic play by Vincent. So one down, runners at second and third. Likely another pinch hitter for Southlake. It is a fastball strike. This is Dylan Hatton coming on to bat for Cade Manning. One count to Hatton. Mustang infield is in, and a foul back from Hatton. 1-2. I'm now told that it is Stefan Stahl on the mound for J.J. Pearce. He's a freshman, folks. Chopper to Gold at third. Throws across his body to Burlbaugh. A nice play. So Gavin Gold flashing a little glove there. Nice throw across his body. Runners at second and third, 2 down, 1 in. 11-1 Southlake. Stahl deals fastball strike here. So again, lots to look forward to if you're a J.J. Pearce baseball fan. Lots of youngsters getting some critical time here. Curveball strike from Stahl. What a fantastic opportunity for the young man as a freshman, 14 or 15 years old likely, and facing this fine baseball team on a drizzly May afternoon at Globe Life Park in Arlington. And he continues to challenge the Dragon hitter. We'll see who this is, if this is Grant Gulam or if they have pinch hit for him as well. It looks like this is Henry Fisher. So Coach Vukan giving several players a shot to get up here, and now it is strike three. So it's a strikeout to end the inning for the freshman. And for the third consecutive inning, the Dragons push one across. It is now 11-1 Southlake. Last chance for the Mustangs in just a moment. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Globe Life Park. Last chance for the Cardiac Mustangs, who plated 13 last Friday. This is a different animal that they're facing today, though, in the Southlake Carroll Dragons, who seem to bring up stud after stud after stud, and a lesser deficit, but it seems miles away at this point on a drizzly May early evening. 11-1 Southlake. It's the 7-8-9 hitters for the Mustangs. Preston Vinzant up there. Two hopper to third, gloved. Throw, and he got him. So one down. That'll bring up the senior first baseman Nicholas Burlbaugh, who had a nice line drive base hit to left in the fifth inning. Popped out to first in the third inning. So 1 for 2 for Nicholas Burlbaugh. It's a fastball strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Fastball, sharp ground ball up the middle, gloved, throw, got him. Nice play there by the shortstop. Can't see if that is Austin Hale or not, but that is indeed Austin Hale. So I was going to say, if that was a backup shortstop that made that play, goodness gracious. Fine play by Austin Hale. So two down. Mustangs down to their last out. It comes in the form, not the out, but the batter comes in the form of senior Jordan Rosenblum, who has replaced Hunter Greenwell in right field, came on about mid-game. Had a base hit in the fifth inning. Bats again here for the Mustangs game one lives here. 1-1 count to Rosenblum. Curveball, chopped foul. Mustangs down to their last strike. Cutter Sipple, the senior lefty, has gone all the way for Southlake, and what a fantastic young player he is. Fastball is wide, 2-2. Hebron leads Mansfield 10-5 after the third inning. Now, strike three to Rosenblum, and put it in the books, folks. The Southlake Carroll Dragons have defeated the J.J. Pearce Mustangs 11-1 in the opener of this three-game set. Best of three, I should say. These two teams will play again tomorrow late morning. It'll be first pitch at 11 a.m., and the Mustangs will have their backs against the wall in that one against a very daunting opponent. Mustangs fight hard today, but go down 11-1, so the Dragons lead the series 1-0. Thanks for joining us here on FridayNightGlory.com. I'm John Brewer, and on behalf of engineer-producer Randy Edwards, good evening, everybody.